What's up, everyone? I am Ernest Dove of the Dove Report. Let's go way down on the New York Mets farm system. I've been talking for a while now about the upper minors. They're not looking good. Although in my recent segments, I've talked about some of the top 30 prospects, including some guys in high A, upper minors, finally starting to put it together. But let's go way down on the farm. I want to get into some players. I know it's never easy to give updates on some of the top prospects in the lower minors like Dominican Summer League, Florida Complex League. I want to give some thoughts, insight, and I want to use some of the main stats. I can't just hype the young guys just for the good stats. I want to get to some overall information, starting with, by the way, hey, we all know about Elian Pena, of course. And then, of course, we know about the new records and the new information, signing bonuses for Wandy Assagan, who finally just started playing a little bit. But here's the thing. There's another guy who got a little bit over 1.3 million. I was actually curious, some other guys too that are really good at the IFA signing classes. Will this kid even still sign? But the Mets still had the money to sign 17-year-old Kleiner Ramirez. Here's the guy they were able to keep even after taking on the Assagan kind of huge signing bonus. And he has so far, so good, been the real deal. He has played second base, short, and center field. So he's the middle infielder, middle of the outfield type guy. That explains and talks about athlete. Kleiner Ramirez, 305, 387, 585, 972 OPS, 6 walks, 12 Ks. Very early going. The K rate is fine. I would even like it to be a little bit better and lower at the lower levels, but so far so good. 7 stolen bases. What I like as well, again, this is a good balance of really good slash lines as well as top 5 in the Dominican Summer League in home runs, top 10 in doubles. So he is getting his extra base hits while maintaining a high average, solid OPS. And again, the walk K ratio is okay. So far, so good. I like the idea of him. I'm glad, obviously, they still got him. Another very young player who's basically the opposite bonus-wise. I believe he only got $50,000, which is pretty much close to a minimum in IFA signing bonuses. And that's why Kleiner Ramirez is on Mets Orange, DSL Orange. This guy is on the DSL Blue, which I believe is kind of a version of the lower level of the two from the Dominican Summer Leagues. I'm talking about outfielder Henry Manrique, who has had one heck of a start for such a low bonus. 17 years old, DSL Blue team. He's slashing 329, 462, 479 with a 941 OPS. Now comes the ratio. 19 walks, 14 Ks. That is beautiful. Also has 5 stolen bases. Defensively, he has played all 3 outfield positions, so they're getting him work everywhere around the field. Not much in the home run department, but guess what? 11 doubles. That is second in the Dominican Summer League overall. And again, 50 grand. You'll take it for a start like that. If it was up to me, he would end the season with the DSL Orange squad because, again, my understanding for years, that's a version of a bit higher level of the two different teams and how they play. I would like him to get that tiny little bump at the end of this year and then, of course, hopefully bring him stateside next season. Now we head stateside, Florida Complex League. Mentioned it briefly on social media, but 19-year-old pitcher Camden Lohman, last year's, I believe, 8th round pick. He's been a little wild, but a little bit successful. So far, the 19-year-old, 32 innings total, 24 walks. It's an adventure, but guess what? 42 strikeouts. Again, this is year 1 for a draft pick. First pro season, 19 years old. You'll take the K rate all day, every day. He's been bumping up lately. His last couple of appearances, he's been getting to the 4-inning level. That's one of those progression things you like to see from young pitchers. So far, so good because of the K rate. Obviously, like always, from major leagues down to minor leagues, we have to worry about pitch command. Back to the other guys. I've talked about him for a while. He continues to be, and he might be the version of a breakout comeback player of the year based on his own stats from his last couple of seasons in pro ball. He's really having it. Bohan Adderley continues to put up numbers. He's still hitting 310 at this point with a 371 on base percentage. Again, this is a kid, his first year or two from Dominican Summer League, he has struggled. He's now repeating the Complex League because he did so poorly last year. So again, I have to temper expectations, but this is a guy whose entire slash line is completely different from the last year or so prior. He also has 25 stolen bases. That's third in the Complex League. So again, all of his slash line is up. Stolen bases are good. I like the on-base percentage. Defensively, he's playing both infield and outfield, still plays some third base, but because of his athleticism, they're getting him time in center field as well. I'm still curious long-term what they would try for an athlete like this, but I'm still excited about this progression. Will it continue to do so for the 19-year-old? That's always, obviously, the question. Another guy, I'm curious why he's back in the Complex League. He really should be in St. Lucie, but Vladdy Gomez, who's played all around. He's played 5 positions on the diamond this season. He has a 950 OPS in the Complex League. He got a 6-game taste at the low A level, hit 278 with a 391 on base percentage, 780 OPS. Again, only 6 games, but they sent him back down. I don't know why he's in the Complex League. He's 20 years old. That is not old, but it's technically not young for the Complex League. He needs to get back to St. Lucie by the end of this year, but his numbers are doing really well. The final guy I'm going to keep talking about forever, the catcher Yovani Rodriguez. I've been hyping him for a couple of years now. I'm kind of worried. I had my projections that he will be a top 3 Mets prospect, and I'm kind of coming upon that time. I think by next offseason, by start of next year, he should have already been top 3 based on my projections. So it's on me if it doesn't happen, but so far, still so good for him. Down in the Complex League, 286, 397, 473 slugging, 870 OPS. The thing with him, 19 walks, 39 Ks. I don't like the K rate. It's not overwhelming, but again, at this young age, young level, you want to already see better plate discipline. The other concern I have, even though it's in Florida, the weather is terrible, big ballparks. He hit 5 home runs in May, or I believe 5 home runs in May, no home runs in June. So all of a sudden, the power kind of went away of sorts. He's been more of a singles hitter during the month of June. Most of his hits in June were singles. So, but his walk rate spiked in June. So I want to chalk it up to player development because of my bias. I want to see if maybe they're working on some things with him for the plate discipline and maybe see and maybe tag better pitches going forward to try to get the power back. Overall, I'm still excited about Yovani Rodriguez. I hope he becomes a top 3 prospect to fulfill my kind of projections on him to begin with. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am finally trying to set up some new interviews. I hope they can happen soon. Be on the lookout. Thank you so much.